we have to be ready. I think it's nobody's 100% maximum fit to the point of where I think you build up your core game fitness through the first month or so, 6 weeks of the season. I think some of them won't have even played 90 minutes through pre-season, and yet if we're talking are we ready, are we looking forward to it, massively. I think get started again on the journey, see where it takes us. Everybody has ambition at the start, everybody believes it can be their year. The work we've done on the grass, the recruitment we've made, we hope that it all comes together and we can be strong this season. Maybe I think I don't live in their dressing room, to be honest. I think I see them on the training ground. Of course, as you get closer to the game, you're always assessing their personalities when they assess whether they think they're starting or whether they're not starting, or what can they feel the messages of how we might be playing through that you give them all week, and then you're always judging their mannerisms. Are they sulking? Are they overconfident? Are they not happy because they've got a feeling that they're not playing? So you're always trying to gauge that, judge it. As I keep trying to tell them, it's really a tough job to sit there and pick the right team. What I do is I watch the opposition. I try and analyse their strengths and weaknesses, and pick a team according to the strengths and weaknesses of our team. One, to hurt their weaknesses, and two, to combat their strengths. And so sometimes, even if you played pretty well last week and I feel the team to get a result in the next game is a different formation or different personnel, then that's what it needs to be. And the secret, of course, is to keep winning games. Yeah, they all do. As I've said to them all today, you have to put yourself in my position. And if any of you want to be coaches, it's listen, this is it. Because I genuinely like all my players, I've got huge respect for them all. I want them to enjoy their football. I want them to enjoy their careers, and yet I can only pick 11 players, and I don't think it's right for me to have to go and dig out 12, 13 footballers every Friday and say, listen, you're not playing today or tomorrow because of this. If they want to come and see me and they're overly disappointed, then my door's always open and we'll have a chat. But generally they have to deal with it. I pick the team, I send it out, we try and get a result, and there's a logic behind I pick a certain team. I think we've signed a bit of experience. I think we've signed some good quality players. I think some of the young players are really pushing hard. Some of the players who made a breakthrough last year are really pushing hard. And so yeah, I think it is tough. I don't think it's any tougher, because as I say, I always try and buy into my players. I like them all. I want them all to enjoy the camaraderie of the group, and generally they enjoy it better if they're in the starting 11, but they all can't be in the starting 11. So yeah, it's tough. They understand that. I have these discussions with them, and the main thing is that they're team players. They support the team whether they're in the starting 11 or not. They are supportive of their fellow pros and work hard. And the best way to be supportive of the team is when you're in the other team trying to mirror the opposition side. You apply yourself and you work hard at it. You don't sulk and boot balls away. To my eye, the team's passing the ball more this season through the pre-season. I think it's trying to exploit areas and weaknesses in the opposition better. I think will people see a difference? Well, I hope they won't see a difference in the work rate and the ethic of trying to win the ball back and fighting to win football matches. Will they see us with more of the ball, which at times can take away what appears to be an intensity, because if you've got the ball you can just play your position and wait. If you keep giving the ball away a lot, you have to run really hard to try and win it back, and at times that can be give a false impression that everybody's working really hard, but you're working hard because you keep giving the ball away. So I hope this year we can have more ball retention. I think pick better holes in teams, if have plan Bs if plan A doesn't work, and all the stuff we've been working at for nearly 6 weeks now, and we're looking forward to try and take it on the grass and see if it works and see how we get on. And yet I know Charlton Athletic are coming to town, newly promoted, bursting out of their skins to get a result and a performance. We went to Ipswich last year and should have got 3 points really. 93rd minute equaliser. A newly promoted team against a team who'd been I think the longest team in the Championship. So I think 18 years Ipswich had been in the Championship, and we should have won on the day. So we know what to expect. A team very focused, very driven, huge adrenaline levels. We have to match all of that, and hope that our talent and our quality comes out on top. I think the players have got the message. I don't really throw it at them on the last day. They get it over a longer period of time. The message is really what's required, and I'm sure they take it back into their dressing room and talk about it, and occasionally have a laugh at the gaffer of what he's been saying and how it's trying to get it across. But that's the way I work, really. I drop these subliminal messages into them, and hopefully that they pick them up and they talk about it and they're ready for it when the game comes. I'm sure the performances will come. I think might not come day one. You hope they do. You hope everything, all your plans, all your best laid plans come together. But yet, when the best team we played this pre-season, Glasgow Rangers, give us lots of problems in the first half because they were good with the ball and they knocked it about and they give us issues. But we dealt with it okay. Other games we've shown that we can be pretty good with the ball and dominate lesser teams, and so let's see how Charlton are. Let's see what level they bring, and see who has most of the game, and see whether it is a day where we're doing all the attacking and trying to break them down, or see how threatening they are on the counter-attack. And there's lots of aspects to football, and we will try and control the game, score some goals and win it at the weekend. But obviously Charlton will come with their own game plan and try and execute that. I'm sure there's teams who've gone off like a house on fire and won the first 3, 4, 5 games and then fallen away pretty badly, and there's also teams like Norwich last year with 7 games in. There was talk of the manager losing his job, and yet look at the way they played the remainder of the season. So sometimes you have to bed in, particularly new players, new systems, new demands on the group. Pre-season has shown some good signs, and yet with total respect to Bury and Rochdale and teams like that, Mansfield, there's not many of those teams in our division. There's a lot of Leeds United and Derby County and Notts Forest and West Bromwich Albion and Middlesbrough. Big clubs, big players, big salaries, big crowds. We should relish all that, look forward to it and go and test ourselves. Of course, Cardiff City, just spent £5.5 million on their centre forward. And Glatzel, a player I'd been to watch myself. He's 6'5", I think. They've Cardiff will come, and Neil will have them really powerful and strong and committed and difficult to beat and difficult to play against. And then Middlesbrough, even though they might have lost 1 or 2, they've got some really, really experienced footballers in their ranks. West Bromwich Albion, I think, in the first month as well. We could feel their quality last season. Fulham, I don't know odds. I don't look at odds, but if I was a betting man, I would be thinking Fulham must be right at the top of the odds to bounce straight back. With the quality of players. I just looked at their midfield. It's the same midfield that got promoted with Kearney and Johansson, and so they've got a really good team. Mitrovic looks like he's going to stay and do the season for them. So they'll be a real threat, a real handful, and that'll be a massive test for us on the second day. We can only aim for targets. I think targets, you have to be careful with targets that they don't become negatives if you set targets that you cannot achieve after the first month or two. But I think the target is to perform well on Saturday, work really hard, try and get a result, keep working on what we're doing, keep trying to build it, break down the game, see what went well, see what didn't go well, try and improve every game, get stronger if we can. I think the players are ready. I think the team's ready. Hopefully Ewood, I know it's had a few changes and concourses and stuff, hopefully that's ready, and I just hope the fans come and support the team, and and we can make Ewood into a fortress where people, like I last year went to certain grounds, went to Bristol City and was not shocked but surprised at the intensity of their crowd. That helped them, because we could have been 3 up at half time, but helped them get back in that game. And obviously you go to Leeds and you go to the big grounds with big Aston Villas, and just the impact the crowd can have on a team really, and change the momentum of a game. And I just hope our team can excite the people of Blackburn, and because everyone's talking about how well they're doing and how hard they're working and how many great goals they've scored, and people want to come and watch, and that the crowds go up, and it becomes a really intimidating environment for everybody to come to Ewood. Yeah, I hope so. And yet I've never been a manager who tells people to come to the game, get yourselves there and support the team. They'll go if they feel the team are worthy of the support and they think it's a good afternoon out to go and watch a team that they have an affinity for, and they see them all fighting and winning, and the excitement of jumping up when a goal goes in or a shot hits the bar, or just, you know, some people who haven't been for a long time who used to support the club, that hopefully we've got a team on the grass that is worthy of their support. And but I would never sit here and tell people they have to spend their hard-earned money on coming to a football match, but I hope that they see us as a viable option to spend their money, because it's an exciting day out and hopefully watching a team win football games.
Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here, I hope.